And I am live. Welcome, everybody. We'll give a little bit. So, we're going to do tidbits tonight. A couple stories that have popped up. Just want to make sure we get those covered. See what happens. Anyone joins, we'll have them join along. So, we're going to start with Virgin Atlantic. You can purchase Virgin Atlantic Flying Club points with up to a 70% bonus. This is going to end October 12th. And let's just bring this up to the screen. So you can buy Virgin points through October 12th. You can receive up to a 70% bonus when purchasing Flying Club Virgin points. The more you purchase, the better the deal you'll get, especially if your account is registered in the UK. Interesting. Purchasing 5,000 to 24,000 points will get you a 20% bonus. 25,000 to 69,000 points. Nice. We'll get you a 40% bonus. You get a 60% bonus on points purchases from 70 to 124,000 points. And if you purchase 125 to 200,000 points, you will get that 70% bonus. Note that there will be a one-time transaction fee of $22 or £15 for all purchases at checkout, and you are limited to purchasing a maximum of 200,000 points before the bonus each calendar year. So for US-based buyers who max out this promotion, you'll receive 340,000 points for $5,022, a rate of 1.48 cents per Virgin point. For UK-based buyers who max out the promotion, you can receive 340,000 points for £3,015 or $4,070 at a rate of 1.2 cents per Virgin point. So there you go. The upgraded points values them at 1.4 cents per piece. So the 70% bonus means you're buying points at slightly below that valuation. If your account is based in the UK, you're a little bit above if you're in the US, but whatever. If you can hit those big point redemptions with Virgin, then you're in a good place. We got James Ragland joining us. Hello, Matt. Hey, James. Thank you for joining. Annie's a channel member. Thank you so much, as always. We got Meowmex joining us with cats and boxes, 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 cats and boxes. Meowdy to you as well, Juan. There we go. I'm going to be drinking water through the live and some Dr. Pepper Zero because life is good. So, Virgin Atlantic point purchases, 70% bonus up until October 12th. As always, go through your usual point stacking methods. I believe Rove gives you the ability to get some extra Rove points when you purchase Virgin points through points.com. Same with Top Cashback. Check that. Usually Top Cashback is 2.52 cents per point, 2.52% cashback on top of whatever points you're purchasing. And Rakuten is usually 1.5x. And you can redeem those for membership reward points when your big fat check hits. So there you go. So that's the first one. Just wanted to highlight that one. We've got one that I mentioned last night on the Stack Your Live with RJ. That is, Emirates is going to be banning children under the age of 8 from first class flights with award tickets. So Emirates has quietly introduced a controversial policy. Young children will no longer be eligible to fly in first class when redeeming Skyward miles. Depending on your family's travel plans, this could be a significant inconvenience, or at the very least, a surprising shift in policy. Here's what you need to know. Skyward's miles just got a lot less family-friendly. Emirates quietly introduced a new policy that will undoubtedly spark debate as flagged by 1 mile at a time. According to Emirates Skyward's program, terms and conditions, children under 8 can no longer fly first class when booking Emirates First Class, Classic Rewards, or Upgrade Reward redemptions. So Sky Surfers are eligible for Skyward miles on all Emirates and Fly Dubai flights. But the last thing highlighted here is, please note that passengers aged 8 years old and below are ineligible for first class Emirates. Upgrade Points highlights that as a parent that caught their attention immediately. Can't think of any other airlines that have set a set rule barring kids from first class award seats. While the restriction hasn't fully appeared in the booking system yet, we anticipate it will be rolled out soon, so it's wise to plan ahead. It's worth noting that this move only affects award tickets. Cash bookings are still allowed, so families can purchase full fare first class seats for children on Emirates, which is really expensive. If you have young kids and are hoping to enjoy the airline's famed first class experience using miles like I was, you might need to rethink your strategy and book Emirates business class instead, or consider a cash booking. The Dubai-based carrier continues to make its first-class experience increasingly exclusive after raising award redemption fees dramatically over the last several years and limiting first-class award seats to elite Skyward members. The airline is now banning children under 8 from flying first-class on award tickets, further tightening access to its most premium cabin. Is this that big a deal? I don't know. As a parent of a child under the age of 8, would I be looking to book Emirates now? Well, I wasn't looking to book Emirates with my sub 8-year-old at the moment anyway, but not ideal. And I would definitely not be paying cash to do first class. Now, business class isn't affected. Maybe premium economy isn't affected. I'm not flying to Dubai anytime soon. I'm not flying on Emirates anytime soon. And I don't know if I'm going to be booking any Fifth Freedom flights with Emirates because Chase is losing its ability to do point transfers to Emirates. We've already seen Citi lose its 1-to-1. I think it's now 1-to-7. And American Express is going 5-to-4 in the not too distant future. So Bilt is going to be the only 1-to-1 option. I don't have enough Bilt points to do an Emirates flight anyway, so it's not that huge a loss, but just wanted to highlight it. So for you single folks out there, first class just got a whole lot less children infested. Anyway, let's go back to chat. We've got Kid Cat joining us. He's been a member now for 13 months. Appreciate your continued patronage, sir, especially as we co-host a podcast together now. He also dropped a $4.99 super chat. Also appreciated. Wasn't expecting the Friday stream, but I'm here for it. Yeah, it's Friday night. I got nothing else to do, so I didn't feel like recording something and putting it out at like 10 o'clock at night. So we're just going to do it live because that's how we do. We also got John R. joining us. Thank you so much, John. I was able to jump into your live a little bit earlier, so thanks for popping into this one. I know it's getting late over there, but greatly appreciated as always. Juan Miamix says, F them kids, Emirates edition. Yeah, but as a parent, I'm not happy about it. But then again, like, if it's just Emirates doing this for like their premier first class experience, hey, I get it. If it's going to Delta, if it's going to United, if it's going to JetBlue or American, that's going to be a problem. But for now, I'm not too worried about it. You got John saying, we're doing it live. Yes, we are. Kit Kat mentioning to John, missed your live tonight. Sorry, brother. John was highlighting that he doesn't really need more points right now. He should keep collecting points, but it's not going to go on card acquisition hunt right now. So I get it. Gardening is good. Filmo's World joining us. They're not saying your kid can't fly. They just got to sit out back. Well, my kid's been very good on her one flight experience. She was very, very well behaved. I can't expect that to be the norm. That's all. So, yeah, one of us would have to sit with her in the back. And if it's going to be somebody, it would end up being me. So I don't want to do that. Rupert Bond says, sounds worse than it is. Parents want to keep an eye on their kids and not have them in a separate room on a plane, even if it is first class. So most parents wouldn't book it anyway. That is true. With Emirates, it is Emirates. The room, Emirates has, their first class suites. So that definitely makes a certain amount of sense. It's always been weird that there isn't a real family accommodation with first class, but it is first class. So yeah, there's trade-offs. It makes sense. I wouldn't be putting my 8-year-old when I have one in their own private suite. So yeah, I get that. Probably be booking business class primarily because you still get the lie flat seat. Kit Kat, do you think UA is looking to buy JetBlue to finally break into JFK and LGA? So United is getting, as part of Blue Sky Alliance, since Blue Sky Alliance has gotten the okay from the Department of Transportation, probably like the only good thing the Department of Transportation has done this year so far. United is going to be getting slots at JFK from JetBlue at Terminal 6, which Terminal 6 is going to be a couple other Star Alliance partners. Lufthansa will be getting a few gates at Terminal 6, and I think another Star Alliance airline is going to be at Terminal 6, and Terminal 6 and Terminal 5, which is the JetBlue terminal, are going to be connected airside. So it stands to reason that if UA was going to make a purchase of JetBlue, they could just turn that, Terminal 5 and 6 into a grand Star Alliance terminal, sort of like Terminal 8 is the One World terminal. Terminal 4 is Delta, but it's not primarily SkyTeam. SkyTeam's kind of all over the place. But if JetBlue was going to be purchased by United, Terminal 5, 6 becoming like the Star Alliance terminal would make a lot of sense. As for LaGuardia, United's already in Terminal B, where JetBlue is, but more slots are more slots, and Scott Kirby very much wants to get back into New York City. He said he's always opined that United leaving New York City was their biggest mistake. So he's been trying to get back there ever since he became CEO. So it stands to reason that would help United a lot, and that would be a key point for United to make that purchase, should United decide to make that purchase. FOMO's World, we'll get our fake ID. She'd sell herself out pretty quickly. More cats in boxes. We like it. All right, so that's the Emirates ban. Got a couple of new welcome offers on IHG cards. So these are coming from Danny the Deal Guru. We got the highest ever bonus on the IHG business, up to 200,000 points. Any news on the JetBlue Lounge? I know that it's going to be between terminals 5 and 6. We don't have an opening date. The last time I was in Terminal 5 for a JetBlue flight, and I'm going to check again in October. Ooh, I have to book that flight. The last time I was in that terminal, I walked down toward Terminal 6, and I think I've seen the space where it's going to be, but we have no idea when it's opening. So your guess is as good as mine. I'm hoping that it is a rather large lounge to make up for the fact that nobody can get in it without having that stupid JetBlue card. The promises that they have to make to make that lounge interesting enough to get into or want to get into, it would have to be vast. I can't think of a reason they could give to make me want to get the card to get in there. You also need to be Mosaic 4 to get into the lounge, and there was one other way. But I think JetBlue would be wise to allow folks who hold the United Club card to get access into that lounge. And I would get the United Club card for lounge access into the JetBlue lounge, as well as United Clubs if flying United or JetBlue. So we'll see what happens there. Anyway, poking over to Danny the Deal Guru, and this is kind of how I do the recordings for Tidbits. I just record it. I just edit it to be a whole lot more professional. I don't know. New IHG business card sign up, earn up to 200,000 points. This is a tiered sign up welcome offer on the IHG Premier Business Card. So 200,000 points, it's broken up into 140,000 points when you spend $4,000 on purchases in the first 3 months after opening the card. You can earn another 60,000 points after spending a total of $9,000 in purchases in the first 6 months of opening the card. So spend 4,000, get 140,000 bonus points. Spend another 5,000, get 60,000 bonus points. So 12 times points per dollar, effectively, for that 5,000 in spend. Annual fee $99, not waived. Offer ends October 22nd. You earn up to 26 times points at IHG Hotels and Resorts, 10 for holding the card, 10 points for being from IHG on stays for being an IHG One Rewards member, and an additional 6 points for having Platinum Elite status. So the card also gives you Platinum Elite status, 5 times points on travel, dining, select business purchases, and gas stations, 3x points on everything else. Anniversary free night valued at 40,000 points, complimentary IHG One Rewards Platinum, as long as you remain a Premier Business card holders. Redeem 3 nights, get a 4th night free. pre-check, Nexus, global entry, $100 statement credit, and 10,000 bonus points when you spend $20,000 each calendar year. Purchase protection, trip cancellation, trip insurance, and no foreign transaction fees. So there you go. Really solid card. The business card is pretty great, actually. This might be a card I go after in the future, but I don't need IHG 1 Platinum status because I'm getting it in October. We got Chad from Chad's Money Minutes joining us. Yo, Chad, thank you so much for dropping in. Appreciate the support as always, since you are the number one reason I'm here. I got Kid Kat. Any IHG folks in the chat? I have stayed at IHGs. I have no problem with IHGs or people looking to try them out. I've always been like the Holiday Inn, Holiday Inn Express sort of guy, but Staybridge Suites look interesting. I'd have no problem with the upper end properties like Kimptons and things like that. I would love to stay at an Intercontinental should the opportunity arise. But I am getting it in October when my Sapphire Reserve adds in automatic IHG Platinum status. So, 1 second. Sorry, kid, I'm seeing. Oh, yeah, and apparently you can add IHG Business Edge Platinum status offer terms and conditions. So, Delta's not responsible for this promotion. So, there's a IHG promotion with Delta through the Delta business cards, apparently. Kid sent me this, so let's open the link. Now we're going to share the screen. So IHG Business Edge Platinum status offer terms and conditions available. Offer available for new IHG Business Edge accounts only. Book through IHG Business Edge and stay 2 qualifying nights to earn IHG one Rewards Gold Elite status. Book through IHG Business Edge and stay an additional 3 additional qualifying nights to earn IHG 1 Premier Platinum status. Eligible bookings must be made using the IHG Business Edge corporate ID, consumed at participating properties, booked via IHG direct channels, app, website, call center, or directly with the property. Status upgrades will be applied within 8 weeks of completing qualifying stays. Members can receive this upgrade only once under this offer. Status is valid for 1 year from date of. Okay, so it is basically a challenge to spend 5 nights at an IHG property. Not too bad, honestly. 5 nights gets you platinum status in that regard, which is pretty good. And 3 nights for gold. Yeah. So 5 nights for platinum, 3 nights for gold. That's not a bad offer if you're looking to do business stays through IHG. No, absolutely nothing wrong with that. Speaking of IHG, we've got the IHG Premier. It's got a 165,000 point bonus on 3,000 spend in 3 months. This is just the standard personal card, also expiring on October 22nd of 2025. Weird how that happens right before the Sapphire Reserve gets IHG Platinum. $99 annual fee, $165K on 3,000 spend. Same 26 points per dollar at IHG, 5 times points on travel, dining, and gas stations, and 3x points on everything else. Same 40K certificate, same $100 credit, and 10,000 bonus points after spending 20,000 per year. IHG Platinum. Book 3 nights, get 4th night free. So yeah, that's the only thing that the Sapphire Reserve isn't getting is the free 4th night on redeeming 3 nights. So if that is a thing for you, then the IHG cards would make a certain amount of sense. Also, I'm curious with the changes that are happening on the Sapphire Reserve, where it's losing its 3x general travel category. It's still the same general travel category on the co-branded cards, right? Everything that Chase qualifies as travel still qualifies as travel on like the IHG Premier, and if the United cards have travel as a category. Not counting flights, but like hotel stays and things like that. Interesting to see what happens there. And then the IHG Rewards Traveler cards. The no annual fee card has a new welcome offer of 2 free nights and 40,000 points. You do have to spend $2,000 on eligible purchases in the first 3 months of opening the card. Each free night is valued at up to 50,000 points, so it's a total value of 140,000 points on a no annual fee card. This offer also ends on October 22nd. No foreign transaction fees, automatic solar status. This is the redeem 3 nights, get 4th night free. So what you could do, in theory, I could pick up the traveler card at no annual fee, get the 3 nights on 4, get the 4 nights on 3 nights redeemed for having that card, but have my platinum status reflected because I hold the Sapphire Reserve. So that could be a play. That could, if you're IHG, that could definitely be a play. Kevin Yin joining us. Thanks so much, Kevin. Wells Fargo Everyday Checking card, checking their thing to be charged for the daily balance increase from 500 to 1,500 and add 5,000 or more in qualifying deposit balances, investment balances, or both. Yeah, so in October, they are changing their fee structure. And I think I'll be eligible. I have to reach out to Wells Fargo just to double check like what's happening with that. But one of the ways to get your fees waived will be if your daily balance is above needs to be at least 1,500 going forward, or you get direct deposits of at least 500. I think it's at least $500, and that's how I'm going to waive my fee. But yeah, they seem to be adding more of a relationship bit, and there was actually something on the Wells Fargo Bank subreddit about this. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I have to reach out to them and just ask like what's happening with that exactly, because I now hold the Everyday Checking account, and that is my primary account. So I just need to make sure that my fees aren't going to increase for whatever stupid reason. So I'm hoping not to have to deal with that. But yeah, that is a change that is coming for Wells Fargo. I'm hoping that's like not the only change they're going to do, but we'll see. Bill Wright with Emirates, to help out, I'd be willing to trade an economy seat so your family can sit together. That's fair. That's fair. It's also expensive to fly economy direct on Emirates. So no, I appreciate that, Bill. Yeah, well, again, I'm not booking first class anytime soon, but I'll just wait until my kid is 8 or 9. I have to do so many more flights with that child anyway. Kevin, to waive the monthly fee for the qualifying deposit balance, it like total to have the savings and checking and your investment balances. Yeah, I have to go back through the terms and conditions on that one, but I'll double check it. Sweet to the IHG Traveler card. Next up, I don't usually go to Reddit as a source directly, but this Dr. of Credit went through to Reddit, and I noticed this earlier today. But I know a lot of people talked, this coming from this user on the churning subreddit. I know a lot of people talked about the US Bank Altitude Go and Altitude Connect changes from points being worth 1 cent to 0.8 cents. That is for redeeming through any account that is not a US Bank checking account. You'd still get the 1 cent per point, I think, if you have the checking account. But the business card was not mentioned in any articles I read. Today, I went to redeem points for a statement credit on the Business Altitude Connect and saw 3,333 points were worth $25. I looked at the other methods to see similar changes. Redeeming for statement credit, 1 point equals 0.75 cents. Redeeming for travel in the travel center, 1 point equals 1 cent. Redeeming for gift cards, 1 point equals 0.75 cents. Redeeming for real-time rewards, 1 point equals 1.75 cents. Redeeming to checking and savings, 1 point equals 1 cent. Redeeming on Amazon, 1 point equals 1 cent. Also forgot RTR. So they did mention that RTR is no longer 1-to-1. So the US Bank Business Altitude Connect seems to be getting nerfed as well after the Altitude Connect and the Altitude Go. Now, those 3 cards, you can pool all of your points together, and as long as you can redeem for 1 cent with the US Bank checking account or savings account, you're fine. you're still going to get 1 cent per point. But statement credits, gift cards, real-time rewards, all getting less than a penny per point. So that's not good. Smartly seems to have just like effectively destroyed US Bank. I cannot think of another credit card launch that has led to this level of, I don't even know what to call this with US Bank. Like, did they not understand that people will break credit cards? And like they made a credit card too easy to gamify. US Bank remains confusing. So we'll see. Clinton Woodward joining us. Well, hello. Thank you so much for joining, Clinton. He says that Jumps bumped into the stream. Yeah, I decided real late to throw this in. So there we go. Rewound to the start and start watching it 2x. We'll catch up eventually. No worries. Kevin, I just went to my Wells Fargo branch. They confirmed that it will take effect on October 25th, but it will not take in until the November statements for the everyday checking. Yeah, they want to be. This change from Wells Fargo feels like it is protection against, not protection against, but just a way to increase fees coming in for folks who are not going to hit the qualifying means, or like to get them to bring more of their business over to Wells Fargo or bring more business into Wells Fargo. It's not great, but also Wells is hedging bets because reasons. Like, we had a bad jobs report come out today. There's going to be a push to lower interest rates. Once the cuts in interest rates happen, like, we're not going to see a tremendous amount of job growth. And while there's going to be free money, the people who are going the people who are going to exploit that free money for with interest rates are just going to refinance loans and, potentially get like a couple of points in a HISA, maybe, assuming that HISAs increase their interest rate payouts with a decrease in interest rates to usually bring money in. But I don't know how well that's going to work out this time. The S word is starting to float around. Not the R. Well, both recession and stagflation are getting thrown around. So that's not going to be good. The changes to the Wells Fargo everyday checking is trash. I can still avoid the fees, but yeah. Again, as long as you can qualify without the David Williams thinks about Wells, I like the $500 minimum balance on checking. Yeah, it's a good thing to have, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't think they'll charge the fee if your minimum balance drops below $1,500, as long as you're bringing in enough direct deposits with them. Again, I'm gonna have to contact them just to like make sure that I'm not getting charged a fee for having my bank account with them. Mark Hott mentions the Chase Sapphire Reserve reimburses you for the highest tier of Priority Pass Prestige. That will make the fee $326. My home airport is leaving space for a credit card lounge in the new edition. What home airport is that's leaving space for a credit card lounge? Hopefully that's going to be filled by a Chase lounge. Will reimburse you for the highest tier of Priority Pass Prestige. What does Priority Pass Prestige give you? Because I know the card gives you select unlimited complimentary access to airport lounges worldwide, plus access to other experiences like restaurants and spas at select locations, all with no per visit fees. Benefits typically include complimentary food and drinks, comfortable seating, free Wi-Fi. Okay, so sorry, just going to the Priority Pass website. Membership benefits. Membership benefits. Please don't be the same page. Dang it. Yeah, I need a difference between select and prestige. And I don't want to read about Collinson. So there we go. Oh, SFO. Yeah, the I know that the new Centurion Lounge is getting overhauled at Terminal 3. They're redoing the lounge at Terminal like there's a temporary Centurion Lounge at Terminal 2. They had that new club lounge open at SFO, which I'm really surprised Chase didn't get in on as a lounge at SFO. So that would have made sense. But okay. So reimburse you for the highest tier priority pass. So is the priority pass benefit moving from select to prestige? Because it currently has priority pass select. I'll have to investigate. Qualifying for 5K deposit balance means that the savings in checking are now combined. If $100 in checking and $6,000 in benefit in savings, that qualifies you for the 5K deposit balance. Yeah, but does the deposit balance, like if not hitting the deposit balance, does that mean that they're still going to charge you regardless, even if you're getting direct deposits like from work of the qualifying amount? Because if I need to hold $5,000 at least with Wells Fargo, I'm going to stop banking at Wells Fargo. And I will do the, jump through the hoops that I got to jump through with my job to either set up an Amex checking account or a Chase checking account or something like that, because, I could get $300 for opening a Chase checking account. We'll see. Keith, the Mets won in a crazy no-biter. Let me go see that score, because I saw that Mark Vientos hit another home run today, and I like that Mark Vientos hit another home run today because he is on my fantasy team. He has been one of my bigger disappointments. 5-4. Okay, so they ended at 5-4. Not too bad. Oh, Brian Hayes got a RBI for me. All right. Not great, but could be worse. 290 average on the night for my fantasy team is what it is. Mr. Newfie Poo, thanks for joining. Considering moving some assets to Bank of America for platinum honors and picking up the premium rewards elite, premium rewards elite, and multiple customized cash rewards. Really only travel 1 to 2 times a year. Any reason not to? No, if you're getting enough for platinum honors, you're going to get that 75% bonus. So your customized cash rewards cards would be 5.25% on 2,500 and spend a quarter. You get to choose the categories. If you had the unlimited cash rewards card, in addition, they're flat 1.5. That would be a flat 2.625%. 2.625% flat cashback card. If you have the PRE for the few times that you travel, the PRE has priority pass for lounge access. You'd still do pretty well. You'd be doing pretty well for a straight cashback setup. If you only travel 1 to 2 times a year, you're going to be in really good shape that way. If that makes the most sense to you, instead of playing the points and miles game, totally get it. Cashback is always a great route as well, and 2.625% cashback would be huge. So yeah, I can't knock that strategy if you're going to move over to Bank of America. Makes absolute sense. Kevin mentions if your direct deposits are 500 or more to qualify, and that waives the fee. That's what I thought. That's what I figured. I knew that I would at least hit that one. And as long as I hit that one, I'm good to go. And we have Keith dropping 5 gifted memberships to the channel. Thank you so much, Keith. As good as a $15-ish super chat. So greatly appreciate it. So, that changed to the US Bank Business Altitude Connect is not great if that is in fact what's happened with it, to nerf statement credits, real-time rewards, and gift cards. That sucks. But they're in a rough place right now. I still can't believe that like one credit card launch has effectively ruined US Bank. I'm not going to say like completely ruined, but like they had a really good thing going with the US Bank Altitude Reserve with the Altitude Connect, with the Altitude Go, with the business cards, with their other cashback cards. Like, they had a litany of reward systems, and that drove me a little bonkers, just because I like clean and logic and straightforward and things like that. But that was not cool. And then they launched Smartly, and everyone and their mother was like all for Smartly because of the unlimited 4%. And everyone moved in their assets, but like, they didn't move in their assets to in a way that like really benefited US Bank. And then they were just killing it on the 4% with everything. People like Stan abuse the Altitude Reserve. No, a lot of people. So here was the thing. The beauty with the Altitude Reserve was that it was 3x mobile wallet, and you could redeem with one at 1.5. So you were getting effectively 4.5 unlimited mobile wallet. And as long as, and mobile wallet being accepted almost everywhere, it didn't really matter what the mobile wallet charge was. So they could have been losing money that way. They absolutely could have been losing a lot of money that way. But it wasn't as abused as the folks who were doing like prepaying their quarterly tax estimates on the Smartly card, and prepaying their property taxes, and prepaying like huge bills through Smartly and banking that 4%. Both of those together at the same time were probably causing a little bit of issue for US Bank. So like, they had to stop the bleeding somewhere. But man, their effort to stop the bleeding has just been well beyond a quick amputation to prevent gangrene. Kevin, you only need to meet one of the few conditions. Yeah, my deposit will meet. That's fine. Dave William, paying tuition on the Smartly. Yup. If you were paying tuition, insurance premiums, all of that. So people were making bank on the 4%. And the people who were grandfathered into Smartly before the most recent round of changes went back and fixed the V1 folks. Smartly did a lot of damage to US Bank. We got QC Man joining us. He's been a member for 5 months. Thank you so much, sir. Kevin, here are the qualifying most used $500 or more in total qualifying electronic deposits, such as smart direct deposits of payroll or Social Security benefits. Cool. New 5,000 or more in qualifying balances, investment balances, or both. Updated $1,500 daily minimum balance increase from 500. A primary account owner who is 17 to 24 years old. Okay. Yep, those are the qualifications. Got it. QC Man, the nerfed US bar being reintroduced. No way they got travel partners just for grandfathered cardholders. Or is a nerfed US bank? Yes, a nerfed US. They're going to probably reintroduce it. I don't know what they're going to do in terms of the award structure, but they are getting rid of the $325 combined dining and travel credit. They are getting so that's getting replaced. And they're getting rid of real-time rewards. So I assume they're going to reintroduce the card. And then we'll see. I don't know what the welcome offer will be. They would have to come back with a really nice welcome offer to make up for the fact that they're killing a lot of the value that this card presented and a lot of the simplicity and ease that this card presented, because real-time rewards was a really, really nice benefit, and killing that the way that they have is not great. Paying reimbursable business expenses too. Yeah. No, 4%, base 4%, that's 8 times Hilton points when the Hilton points are half a penny a point. Same with IHG. Kisabam went back. It is a nerfed. Yes, I think a nerfed US Bank is being reintroduced, but they got to reintroduce it with 75,000 points, 80,000 points, more than the 50,000 points that they were doing. And they got to kill it with transfer partners. And I don't know what they're going to do for transfer partners. They have to get they have to start with Korean Air. And then I don't know what else. Okay, Priority Pass Standard Plus is $329. Okay, Prestige is $460. Okay, CSR says $469. Yeah, so you get the unlimited Priority Pass. You just don't get the restaurants on the Sapphire Reserve anymore. So you can go into Priority Pass lounges. You have no guests. You can bring 2 guests with you on the Sapphire Reserve. That hasn't changed. You can go into any lounge. There's no limit on the number of lounges per year or anything like that. And you can always bring 2 guests. So yeah, they market that as a $469 benefit. Part of the over $2,700 in benefits that you get. Really depends on the number of times that you enter a lounge, because like the lounges, if a lounge were to charge you $35 a pop, think of every lounge visit as at least $35. If you go to a lounge 10 times, that's $350. And then if you go to a lounge 15 times, that's going to get you close to that $460. But if you are traveling enough where you enter a lounge 15 times, would that be full value? I say value it however you feel. If you go to lounges a lot, you're going to get a lot of value. If you don't go to lounges a lot, but the lounge is invaluable to you, that can make it worth it too. Kevin takes effect. Okay, October 25th, 2025. Yeah, I've gotten the notices. I read through them. I was like, oh, okay, my direct deposit works still. Cool. QC Man drops a $1.99 super sticker. Thank you so much, sir. So next up, we had something else from Doctor of Credit. So let's bring that up real quick. This is targeted Chase Freedom Unlimited cardholders get $50 bonus when making 20 purchases in September, October, November. I was not targeted for this. I was, however, targeted for a 3% gas offer on the Freedom Unlimited. So I get 3% gas on up to $1,500 in spend from September 1st until November 30th. I like this. But I would like it more if if Chase could find a gas multiplier that is more permanent than this. But I like it. So check your email for the following targeted offer on the Freedom Unlimited. Earn $50 cash back when you use your Chase Freedom Unlimited card to make 20 purchases of $2 or more each month from 9/1 to 11/30. Activate this special offer by October 15th of 2025. They're highlighting the specific there. The fine print: you will receive 5,000 bonus points with this offer, which can be redeemed for $50 cash back. To be eligible for this bonus, you must activate it by 10/15/25 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. You will qualify for and receive your bonus if you make 20 or more purchases with your card that are each at or above the specified target amount during each month of the promotional period. Purchases posted to your account with the transaction date during the offer period are eligible for this offer. So even if you don't activate it today, as long as you activate it by the 15th, it will backdate, unlike Discover. Delays by the merchant could extend the transaction date beyond the offer period. Please allow 8 weeks from the last day of each month of the promotional period for bonus points to post to your account. They're usually pretty quick about it. Purchases do not include all of those things. To qualify for this bonus offer, account must be opening, not in default, opening good standing, all of that. So eligible cards, the Freedom Unlimited. There's also some offers on Chase United cards that are similar to this and similar to the gas offer that I mentioned. So I'm getting 3x gas on my Freedom Unlimited, which is good. And I like that. This offer, $50 for a minimum of $120 to spend. Not terrible. Even if you did $1,000 in the 3 months, an extra $50. Hey, it's an extra 5,000 points, which, depending on what category 1 Hyatt you're staying at, could be a free night there. Kevin, Wells Fargo at least gives us a head up about this. Yeah, they do legally have to give you at least 45 days, and beginning of the month was around that 45-day mark. So good on them. But yeah, no, the change is what it is. It's not great, but as long as you continue getting deposits from Wells Fargo, you should be fine. Or getting deposits to Wells Fargo. You'll be fine. QC Man, do you have to go to the Chase bonus site to see if you got it? So I went into my app. I went into the Just For You section. So if you go into your Chase app, go to navigate your way to Just For You, where they'll have like auto loans or $900 on the savings and checking account. All of that. It should be in there. So just double check that. But I don't think it's at the chase.com/mybonus. I think it's if you go through the Just For You section. Son Yun joining us. Thanks for the membership, Matt. I would think Keith, he gifted 5 earlier. So if you're one of the ones that got it from Keith, definitely a huge shout out again to Keith for the 5 gifted memberships. So appreciate that. And if you like the memberships, definitely consider continuing it on after the month. So yeah, thanks so much, Son. And thanks for joining tonight. Vincent Pascal joining us tonight. Happy Friday. Thank you so much. And $1.99 super chat. Thanks, buddy. Thank you, sir. Vincent, I shopped at Costco today. Used my PayPal debit card to earn 5% cash back. Small but nice win. Yeah, as long as it's still getting 5% at Costco, that's not bad. The $1,000 per month limit is better than the custom cash, so I give it that. Picking your going in and picking your category every month is a small pain in my opinion, but if you're willing to do it for the $50, $50 is $50. Who am I to judge? I don't love the lack of protections from debit cards, but like also it's Costco. If you're buying perishable stuff at Costco, you should be fine for the most part, as long as you consume it within a relatively quick time frame. Then you're good to go. Then the last story I was going to bring up here, U.S. drops airline compensation plan for flight delays. So this is potentially controversial. Who knows? But travelers hoping the U.S. would soon follow Europe's lead in offering cash compensation for flight delays just hit a setback. The Department of Transportation announced that it will not move forward with a Biden-era proposal that would have required airlines to pay passengers hundreds of dollars for long delays. Here's what you need to know about the decision, what protections still exist for passengers, what changed in 2023. The Biden administration introduced a proposal that would have forced airlines to compensate passengers when delays were within their control. $200 to $300 for domestic flights of at least 3-hour delay, up to $775 for longer disruptions. The plan sparked backlash from airlines who argued this policy would drive up ticket prices. Consumer advocates, meanwhile, saw it as a long overdue move to bring the U.S. closer to Europe and Canada, where passengers are compensated for major disruptions. It would not drive up ticket prices. They would just raise the ticket prices preemptively and not try to find ways to weasel out of the money, because that is what the airlines do. On Thursday, the Department of Transportation said it will officially withdraw the rule. Instead, the agency says it will focus on revisiting other regulations, such as clarifying what counts as a cancellation that entitles passengers to refunds, because that's not going to be a problem. Reviewing advertising and fee disclosure rules for airlines and ticket agents. For now, U.S. airlines are only required to refund tickets for canceled flights, while major carriers have pledged to cover meals, hotels, or rebooking costs in certain situations. There's no law guaranteeing passengers receive cash for delays. Airlines for America, the trade group representing Delta, United, and American, as well as Southwest, JetBlue, FedEx, a couple other major airlines, praised the move, saying Biden's plan would have increased fares. No, they were going to increase fares no matter what. The upgraded points person says they can't help but feel a little disappointed. While they understand the airline's concerns about higher fares, which may or may not be entirely truthful, it's not. They were going to increase the fares out of spite. The idea of guaranteed compensation felt like meaningful accountability, something passengers in the U.S. really get. Yep. For now, it seems we'll have to keep trying and relying on individual airline policies, which can vary widely and often leave travelers in limbo. So there you go. For frequent flyers, that makes travel insurance from credit cards and flexible booking options more important than ever, especially if you're hoping to get compensated when things go wrong. Yes, but it doesn't protect us with the credit cards. because the banks can always change their minds and rewrite policies and give you proper notice and then go from there. Wait and see what kind of transfer. So, Son, wait and see what kind of transfer partners U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve going to have pending cancellation. I would expect Korean Air to be like the big draw since they're the co-branded partner, but like U.S. Bank can't, walk out of a wet paper bag right now. So there's that. Flying Blue would be one. Virgin would be one. Avios programs would be one. Accor seems to be signing up with a lot of people, so maybe Accor, maybe Choice, maybe Wyndham. I don't know who they're going to get. I would not expect like huge transfer partners, but like it'll be interesting to see what happens. Juan Miamex winning. Sarcasm. Yeah. Sam H. Hey, Matt and community. I'm like 46 minutes late. Hey, no worries. But just came back home from dinner from Mount Kisco, American Express Platinum for the new refresh card design and or graphic card. Yeah, so that dropped yesterday. We will see what happened, if that is actually the new card that could potentially be over the American Express Platinum, or is the new Platinum design. I played that on the Stack Your Live from the Amex community Reddit, and it does have a mirror like finish, but we'll see what happens. Also, Mount Kisco, not far from me, so welcome, Sam. We'll have to see. We're going to know what the refresh is in less than 2 weeks because everything should be dropping on the 18th. Yay! I'll be up really late doing stuff on the 18th, apparently. The Platinum, I think we know everything at this point. Like, I don't think we're going to see any big surprises. So we're going to get the 600 FHR. We're going to get 400 in Resi. That's probably going to be semi-annual. Semi-annual or quarterly is what I expect. I don't think you're going to get $400 in one shot. Then you've got the $300 quarterly Lululemon credit. You're still going to get the digital entertainment credit. You're still going to get potentially the Saks credit. Maybe they get rid of the Saks credit. Maybe sounds like the Equinox credit's going to go away. We'll see what happens. But yeah, no. Dinner at Mount Kisco is awesome, and the new Platinum, refresh Platinum or Graphite card. It could be the Graphite. I'm still curious why. I still think Graphite wouldn't be the card above Platinum. I still think it should be Legionnaire to play on the Centurion Roman theme. But if it's Graphite, it's Graphite. Catalyst, I guess, could be a new like no annual fee, get your feet wet card. I still think Catalyst being like the start of your invite only journey could be a way to spin it. But I will gladly be wrong on that one. So there we go. Kevin Young, the U.S. Bank Shopper Cash Rewards card is good for some people. Yeah, it's good for some people. I just don't like the $1,500 in annual spend in the 6% and 3% categories. Like, that's low. That is a big trip to that's a big trip to a warehouse to a warehouse store. That's a big trip to Walmart, or several big trips to Walmart. So the 1,500 cap is slightly annoying, but we'll see what happens. I just love getting treated like shit by airlines. Yeah, and they're gonna continue to do it as long as they can get away with it. Kid Cat, about to pull the trigger on player 2's first in card. Should we get the CIU or the CIC? Paying for tuition. I would just go with the CIU to start. You're gonna get that 7,500 point, the 75,000 point welcome offer, 750 cash back, or 75,000 points. Plus, you're gonna get the flat 1.5. So you're gonna get like 85 or 86,000 points off of that. With the CIC, you're going to get the same 7,500, and then if you have a Chase business banking account, you'll probably get the 10% on the spend that you do on the card in a year, but just go for the CIU. It's just going to be easier. Clinton Woodward and the stupid people voted for this. A lot of smart people also voted for this because of whatever stupid reason. Like, we can't just blame the stupid people. Who'd imagine the guy from MTV's Real World would turn out to be? No, he was also a congressman. If you get an annual travel insurance plan from Allianz, you can use any credit card you want and not have to worry about using a premium luxury card to invoke protections. Great for minimum spends. Yes, absolutely, 100%. So yeah, review the Allianz. Look at the Allianz plans as well. You can always, if you don't travel a lot, you can do like a per flight Allianz. Like, I will throw on Allianz on singular JetBlue flight just to give myself an extra layer of protection. Now, of course, I'm buying the Allianz policy from JetBlue, so I'm at JetBlue's mercy on that one. So maybe I won't do that, but Allianz is another great way to go about things. TransUnion, it's not worth a $400 fee after December 15th. Yeah, probably not. We'll have to see what they end up doing with it, unfortunately. Clinton Woodward, no comment. Yeah. What about the new onesie card design? That was previewed last night on the Stack Your Live, so go check out Stack Your Points and watch the live. We were about, I want to say, halfway, 2/3 of the way through when Spathco dropped the AI presentation of the onesie card, the onesie rewards card. That is me and my flannel onesie that I wear. It's not a onesie, it's a hoodie it's a blanket hoodie. It's very comfortable. They're on Amazon for like $40. Been looking at those Allianz plans on the new fees on my CSR in May. That may be a possible escape method. Yup, definitely good to go. Yeah. We're still talking about Sean Duffy. Cool. Sorry. Should I open another bank account with credit union or bank? I want to be prepared just in case my main account have problems with my. Yeah, you can always open up a secondary account. Just make sure that whatever secondary account you do is whatever secondary account you do just has no fees associated with it whatsoever. So, SoFi can be a good option for this. Check your local credit unions. Most credit unions will have a no fee option as well. Having a backup account isn't the worst idea if you're worried about anything happening to your main account. Have that backup so that you can move assets really quickly, or just start making that backup account the primary account, and then you go from there. Did anyone read an article about TransUnion data breach? Sam H. I haven't noticed anything about a TransUnion breach, but may not surprise me. TransUnion been on a tear. Oh, hold on. Been on a tear. Player 1, Player 2, Citi Strata Elites, and Atmos Summit, and 1 CSR. A lot of points in annual fees. That is a lot of points in annual fees. Yes. Clinton Woodward. I got an Equifax email about the TransUnion breach earlier today. Great. Awesome. I'll have to go back and check that. You can take the onesie card design and send that to Lion Card. I could. I did also have to pay them $250 and pick a card to replace. Maybe. I don't know how much I want to do that because AI me scares me. What do you think of the U.S. bank altitude reserve changes? Largely negative. They have to hit it out of the park on the transfer bonus, and they have to have a really, really nice welcome offer when they reintroduce that card for the third time. I think it's a mistake to reintroduce the card for the third time, but that is a choice that they're going to make. So we'll see. Why not use your Sapphire Reserve to buy your JetBlue flight instead of buying extra insurance? Yeah, I could definitely do that. I book everything through my JetBlue business card. free check bag and all of that. Although if I redeem for blue, and I can always buy the extra bag and extra points. But yeah, I can always switch to my Sapphire Reserve if I'm really worried about travel insurances. But I like getting the extra JetBlue points and the spend toward tiles, even though I haven't hit Mosaic yet, because I had to spend $5,000 with JetBlue, and they only gave me a $2,100 credit line on that JetBlue business card. So yeah, I should probably just book with my CSR. Oh, and as long as I hold the card, I'm good. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's late and I'm stupid. Kevin Yen, the nearest credit union is Pedalco Credit Union. Yeah, so you don't have to go through your credit union. If the credit union works, that's great. But you can use SoFi. You can use other options. The only thing I'd say is that if you're going to set up that secondary account, whatever that secondary account would be, just make sure you're not paying any fees on it. Just make sure it is an absolutely free account, free to use account. As long as that's the case, you can go anywhere. TransUnion was 4.4 million U.S. customers, likely a Salesforce data breach. Awesome. I haven't paid for Slack, and I think Slack is my only vector to Salesforce. So maybe I'm safe. But 4.4 million Americans, that's not great. I'm not sponsored by them, but something like Aura or Delete Me could be of use here. They're going to give you free credit monitoring. Like, it's always stupid when these credit agencies get breached, because like all they're going to offer you to avoid the slap on the wrist is free credit monitoring for a year. You can get your credit report for free at any time. Like, it is so stupid that they are not more punitively they do not face more punitive details with that. It's oh, TransUnion was the Salesforce customer, not the end user. Oh, that's not good. 4.4 million, that's in retrospect not a big number, but yeah, that's not good. Either way, that's not good. Any data breach is bad. Just expect to start seeing pop-ups from your credit reporting bureaus. Hey, your information may have appeared on the dark web. Yeah. That's going to suck. Non-sponsor, not even necessarily a fan, but like Incogni, Delete Me, Aura, all services that if you really want to try and erase yourself from these breaches that happen, definitely give those a look. Clint Woodward, if it's just social security numbers, those are pretty much already out there anyway. Yeah, exactly. You can also do a credit card design collab with Joe Barretto, Matt Lawson X, the credit card connection. I could reach out to Joe about that. That would be interesting to do. Yeah, JetBlue is like Delta. As long as I have the card on my account, I'm sure that will just do the check bag for free. I haven't looked at it. If I remember correctly, they do. Like, all you have to do is hold the card. I just want the extra points. I have to start rebuilding my JetBlue point, but I can just open the JetBlue Plus card and get like 80 to 100,000 points. So that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I can always book through my CSR. What credit card are you using the most right now? Honestly, it depends. I've started using my Freedom Unlimited. My credit card that gets the most use on a day-to-day is my Hilton Honors card. That is my partner using her authorized user card on that account. My personal card that gets the most use is either my Wells Fargo Autograph or the Active Cash or Freedom Unlimited. If I want Chase points, I will use the Freedom Unlimited. If I want to just like set it, forget it, get 2% or 2x cash back, then it's going to be the Active Cash. 521 type, hey, what do you think of Citi sending out IRS income requests for their Citi Strata Elite cards? That just sounds like typical Citi underwriting, honestly. Citi's always been fairly conservative, so they're going to, double and triple check if they have, if they feel they need to. If you're someone who's going to if you're someone who puts an outrageous number of I make $1.5 every year, Citi will want to guarantee that you make $1.5 every year. I don't know that folks who are making 50 to 100,000 points, $100,000 a year, have been getting the income requests from Citi. But I think if you're putting 400,000 plus, then they're sending out those requests. They're fairly conservative, but it's a little bit weird that that's popping up. So I don't know. Part of it is they got to do their due diligence. Part of it is they're just super conservative on the underwriting, and things with the 100,000 point welcome offer seem to be triggering. Keith, take me off of bank offers mailing lists. Do you mean welcome offer, like credit card mailing list, or the open a checking account with us? Just use your credit and move on with your day. Also that. Barclays approves everyone for the Aviator Red? Yes, they do. Clinton Woodward, if you never opened a support ticket with TransUnion, you likely aren't in their Salesforce database. Perfect. I've never done that, so I'm good. Keith, didn't some governmental contractors walk away with a bunch of our data earlier this year under the guise of saving the government money? Yes, they did. Your private information is always out there. There's always a leak. There's always a breach. There's always something. There was some speculation on Reddit that Citi request was related to a specifically hacked 100K sublink. Oh, so the folks trying to get one over on Citi are being asked to verify income. Interesting. Triggered some fraud alarms. I mean, breathing the wrong way triggers a fraud alarm with Citi. Looking at a cat can trigger a fraud alarm with Citi. Having a name that starts with M could trigger a fraud alarm with Citi. Drinking water could trigger a fraud alarm with Citi. Vincent, I was looking forward to trying out the Sapphire Reserves dining credit before the Reddit post. Not sure if it's worth the gamble. Yeah, that whole bit has been stupid. So there have been data points and letters being sent from Chase Card Services. If you go to an approved restaurant in the open table that is Sapphire Reserve, there have been select restaurants where you pay, doesn't matter how you pay, but it's coming back as being from a mobile wallet, and Chase isn't honoring the points. And Chase isn't honoring the credit because of the payment, that the payment method wasn't correct. And some people have been saying that they didn't use mobile wallet, they didn't use tap to pay, they just used the card as intended at the restaurant, and they're getting denied the credit. Chase Dining and this Chase Dining credit is an absolute joke. Since they lost Talk to American Express, since American Express bought Talk, it has just been an absolute lunacy. Chase Dining. There is no rhyme or reason to why somebody shouldn't get their credit. You have the L2, they have L2 and L3 data on where you're using your card, and they would know how your card is being used. There shouldn't be a problem. Did the Sapphire Reserve make a charge at this restaurant? Verified restaurant at this address? Yes. Here's your $150. Thank you for being a Chase customer. That is what they should be doing. Instead, they're doing this, and they're denying you the $150 credit at this restaurant which makes you not want to go to the next restaurant and try it because you're out $150 already on whatever you spent. Chase needs to rethink, Chase either needs to completely rethink dining, or Chase needs to get out of dining completely. Like, they own the infatuation. They could do cool experiences and give you more points at those experiences with the infatuation. They own Zagat or Zagat. They bought Zagat from Google for pennies of what Google paid for it. And they're not utilizing it as a way of like, travel to a Zagat restaurant, get, $100 off your meal. Like, travel to a Zagat restaurant, get 6 times dining points instead of 3. They are so inept right now with their dining program, and this is not helping. And this is going to cause people not to use the dining credit. And like, cool, that's more money in Chase's pocket at the end of the day, which Chase doesn't necessarily mind, but you're losing reputation on a thing that is supposed to just work. And if it doesn't work, people aren't going to use it. So Chase really needs to figure out dining. Chase needs to rethink dining completely. Like, they own the infatuation. They own Zagat or Zagat. They own those two things. They should have bought Talk. They should have done a lot of other things than they did. And like, it's just, it is mildly frustrating, more than mildly frustrating. It is like absolutely insane that Chase is refusing people their dining credit at restaurants that are specifically Chase Sapphire Reserve dining through Open Table. Like, they need to fix this. If you use the card at the restaurant, do the $150, or scrap the $300 credit and do something else with dining. Like, I don't understand what Chase is doing. I don't understand why they're doing it this way. Like, they need to redo all of this. Like, again, I don't understand why they're doing it this way. It's really shitty to deny the credit to people who like use their card in good faith. And doesn't matter if it's a Toast restaurant problem. It doesn't matter if it's whatever. Like, they were at the restaurant, they paid, give them their money. So it's just, it's very frustrating. Clinton, indeed, that's why I haven't applied for the Strata cards. Yep. Kevin Nguyen, $100,000 in Vietnam is a lot of money. The salary is about 5 to 15K a year. It takes about 17 to 7 years of work just to make $100,000. That's fair. And then after tax considerations and all that, yeah, like saving $100,000 would be rough at 6 to 15K a year. Sunyan, still good with Citi, and we used Reddit link for 100K for both. Okay, that can work. That looks like the odds were in your favor on that one, so that's a plus. Keith, a day ending in Y can trigger a fraud alert with Citi. Yes. Other things that can trigger fraud alerts with Citi, the letter the letter A, the word the, Jesus, brewing coffee. TD Travis Kelce touchdowns can trigger fraud alerts. Go Chiefs. Sure, if you're into that sort of thing, go for it. Kid, she got the CIU, but only a 5K limit. Just going to move some limit over so she can hit that sub in one purchase. Should be fairly easy. As long as you've got another Chase business card with at least $1,000 on, well, like at least $1,500 on it, you're golden. That's disappointing from Chase. Yes. Chase gave the middle finger to people who have the CSR. People trying to use this dining program. Yes, absolutely. Tampa Travels joined us. Absolutely. Is BOA growing up with Atmos release? I don't know if they're growing up. Because it's a scaled back premium card. It's a very overpowered card for sure. It's a really good card. It's interesting to see them make this play. I don't think you're going to see Bank of America start getting into the travel game or looking to give their travel rewards card or platinum honors a way to purchase points in bulk from transfer partners. But it is an interesting play that they're doing. I don't know what their ultimate plan is going to be, but they are doing right by Alaska, and they're doing right by Alaska customers, so that's cool. I don't think we're going to see the Premium Rewards Elite the Premium Rewards Elite become a transfer partner capable card anytime soon, but you could see them starting to play a little bit more with travel, depending on if the Atmos card is successful. If the Atmos Summit card is successful, that could be an indication to like a tell to them. Maybe we could expand with some of our core products. Maybe we should look into travel. Maybe we should look into making Alaska a transfer partner so that Bilt isn't getting all the spoils from that. Yuri's Boo joins us. Hey Matt, all those credit card news keep you up that late? I felt like coming up. I'm always up this late, honestly. Whether it's research for the channel or watching stuff for the Star Trek pod, or trying to come up with topics for Stack Your Points, or just being an insomniac in general, I'm always up this late. And how and when Citi will sunset Barclays AA cards. So they're going to sunset the cards. You're not going to be able to apply for them. Rumor is you're not going to be able to apply for them after September 30th. I think they're going to sunset the cards. They're going to take on the accounts. They'll probably transition most Aviator Red card holders to their Platinum Select card. And if you have the Aviator Silver, so like the Aviator Silver is a more advanced card, right? But Citi doesn't have an analogous card to it, so I don't think you're going to see them just give you the Platinum. I think if you hold a Silver Aviator, they'll offer you the ability to go up to the World Executive and probably give you a discount of some sort on the annual fee on the World Executive or something. Because it seems like it would feel somewhat insulting if you have the Aviator Silver to just be bumped down to the $99 card. So I don't know what they're going to do there. I think in 2026, they're going to take 2026 with the American Airlines suite of cards, and they're going to redo that suite of cards. I don't know if they're going to keep the Aviator name, and because that would be like, I don't know, clean and simple and easy. But I think they're going to reform and give you a no annual fee card, a $150 annual fee card, a $350 annual fee card, and a $595 plus annual fee card. Why am I saying those specific targets? Because that is the exact setup that Delta has. That is the exact setup that United has. That is the setup that seems to be the play in airline co-branded cards. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Citi and American Airlines coordinate things so that they have a $0, $150, $350, $595 plus annual fee card going forward. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. But the Barclays cards, if they aren't force converted in mid 2026, like, I'd be surprised. But we'll see what ends up happening. Let's see. Amex Amazon offers $150 spend, get 1,200 MR points. Works with Amazon Balance Reload. Ooh, nice. So you're getting more than just under. So you're getting like, that's what, 7, 8x right there. It's not a pure 10, but it's somewhere around like 7.5 or 8. Not bad. Clinton, at least the new card holders are getting the arrows in the back before we arrive for hours later. The Sapphire Reserve. Yeah. Maybe Chase will get the bugs worked out by October, but not counting on it. I wouldn't count on it either, honestly. They had 4 months to kind of figure this out, and like they're already screwing over the new card holders or like the new card signups, which are probably a lot of old card holders who downgraded their Sapphire reserves and then snuck in one more welcome offer before they started tightening the noose. But I don't know. The 3x miles on foreign purchases on Atmos Summit card going to get nerfed sooner or later? Probably later, honestly, because you're talking about a small percentage of people who will hold the card to begin with, and then you're going to get so it's a like percentages of a percentage of a percentage, right? So you have to be a Alaska Airlines flyer, so that already begins a pool, a relatively small pool of people. Then you're going to do somebody who wants to pay $395 for the Alaska card, and you have to be somebody who is traveling enough to make 3x foreign purchases like a necessity. So I don't know that it's going to get nerfed as quickly as we think it would be, because even if you're not an Alaska flyer, right, and you want to do that and you want to take advantage of this while traveling internationally, like you have to then like you'd have to go out, apply for the card, get the card, go out, and then spend heavily internationally. And I don't know how much U.S. Bank is going. I'm not U.S. Bank. Bank of America is necessarily going to care, because they're still getting their swipe fees, and it's a Visa Infinite card, so they're even getting even more swipe fees. It's a small population of cardholders. Like, I would be surprised if there are 250,000 cardholders in total. I'd be further surprised if 50,000 of them are ringing up a foreign transaction balance or a foreign purchase balance yearly of like $1 million. It's possible. It's just not probable. Speaking of Citi, just opened my Citi app on a very vanilla Android Pixel, and it popped up a message that I've rooted my phone and things might not work. Citi IT, one of the best in the business. Absolutely. Sun Yun, most of the spending outside of the U.S. for us is at restaurants or transit, and we have cards that earn 3x flexible points for those. Yup. Although losing the Sapphire Reserve on that one is going to be a pain, but you have the Wells Fargo autograph, so you're good. Seeing Citi take over the AA cards brings back memories of Marriott and SPG cards all becoming Bonvoy cards. Yeah, except they're finally contracting down. Like, this is going to be a preview of what you're going to see when American Express gets the full Marriott portfolio in 2034, 2035, unless Marriott breaks the contract earlier. Like, it'll be really interesting to see how that one plays out when that becomes the case. But yeah, I can see the memories coming back of Marriott and SPG, because the SPG cards on Amex were like super strong. The Marriott cards on Chase were not like particularly compelling. There was the Ritz card, like I don't remember when the Ritz card launched, but like there was the Ritz card, but like then the SPG cards becoming the Bonvoy cards got really interesting really fast. Tampa Travel was excited about Citi Strata until I saw foreign transaction fees added. Wells Fargo Autograph remains my number one overseas card. It's a really good overseas card. Like, gas, phones, streaming, all of that is not limited to the United States, so you can use that all overseas. Like, I went to Niagara Falls 2 years ago, and like walked down to, like, we were staying at an Airbnb. I walked down to a local gas station, just used my autograph there, no issues whatsoever. Kevin United 695, 350, 150, Delta 550, 350, 150, American 595, 98, and 0. Yeah, they're going to redo all the cards, and they're going to have that 595, 350, 150, 0. So there's room to do that. Anyway, we've been on for nearly an hour and a half. Any other questions? Anything else? Like, I went over the new card signups for IHG. We did the Emirates story. JetBlue is going to allow 10 tiles with $1,000 in spending, so $100 per tile on just general spend, which should be the case anyway. Like, that, yeah, I can rant on that for a minute. My overseas cards, Wells Fargo Autograph, US Bank Altitude Reserve, and Venture X. Yes. That's a solid setup. Wells Fargo Autograph for the cell phone and streaming, does it works internationally? It should. I haven't seen anything to do with US only on phone and streaming. I don't think that's an issue. Be the data point you want to see. It shouldn't be a problem. Like Air Allo or Saley should be 3x on the autograph. So you should be good to go from there. And then if you purchase an international streaming service while like traveling internationally, you should be good to go from there. The Atmos card is a good overseas card. It is. I'm not saying it's not. Vincent, are you looking forward to anything from Apple's event on Tuesday? Well, we're going to get new phones. I want to see what AirPods Pro 3 look like. I'm very curious to see if they announce the Apple Card is transitioning to Chase on Tuesday. That's kind of the only wild card I can think of. It's been rumored that it's going to be Chase, that like Apple and Chase were the furthest along in discussions. It still bugs me that US Bank was featured prominently back at WWDC with Apple Pay related things. Like Apple does things very intentionally. And them putting that into the WWDC presentation, there was like a pop-up with a Smartly card as part of Apple Pay, or it was the US Bank Altitude Reserve. It was one of those two cards, right? Apple is very deliberate, right? That to me kind of gave me pause of like, oh, maybe Apple is in negotiations with the US Bank, and they may have been in negotiations with the US Bank at that time, and things may have fallen apart, right? So like between June and September, maybe they've gotten a deal with Chase done. I don't know. So I very much want to see if there's any update to Apple Card announced on Tuesday. Like Tuesday is the next likely event that is like the most likely event that we would see anything on that one. If they were going to announce it publicly in the next month, because they're not going to use the MacBook announcements in October to do that. And they're not going to wait until WWDC, like unless they don't have a deal until WWDC. Yeah. Keith, yeah, both those cards are gone and US Bank is falling apart. Yes, there's that. So AirPods Pro 3, we'll see what the next round of the Apple Watch looks like. If they can get, what was it? The blood oxygen finally approved. That would be cool. I need to restart monitoring my blood pressure just because may be able to get off the blood pressure medications I've been doing. So we'll see. And then what else on Tuesday would there be? Don't particularly care about AirPods Max. Like I know RJ from Stack Your Points is really interested in AirPods Max. I don't care. There's supposedly potentially AirTags announcements. Really, all I want to see is Chase getting the Apple Card on Tuesday. Like, there's going to be a new iPhone. There's always a new iPhone. The folding iPhone is still not a thing yet. iPhone Air is going to be iPhone 17 Air is going to be announced. First gen new body, battery always an issue, and like considering how thin that phone is going to be, like the battery tech on that has to be ridiculously crazy. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to that. Maybe I'll look at it in the second year, but I always get I got the 16 Pro Max. Like I get the Max phone because I need it, like it fits my hand, and I want the best possible cameras for photos of my kid. And I do very rarely now, but I do use my phone to record videos, and I want the best possible video quality from my phone. So I myself Probably not going to be in on the new phone, but I want to make sure. That O2 monitor in BP is pretty hopeful. Have you seen our FDA recently and who leads it? Yeah, but that means that they could sneak it past them and get the rubber stamp. So maybe. Would I trust it? No. But like, some data is better than no data. QC man, are you going to try the dining credit on the CSR after October, or are data points scaring you off? I will try to find something. So, okay, going forward, I'm not counting the dining credit as something that is going to be recouping me value. Like, I will take or leave the dining credit. It's semi-annual. If I can use it, great. If I can't, no big deal. Living outside of New York City, I can take a trip down to the city and use it at one of the spots and see what happens from there. If I get it, great. If I don't, okay, I'm at $150, whatever. So I will try to test it before the end of the year for this semi-annual credit. But going forward, like, I have the $300 credit for sure that I'm going to use. I will for sure use the Apple credit. I will for sure be able to use the StubHub credit. That is baseball tickets, that's hockey tickets, that's comedy tickets. It's StubHub. StubHub sucks, but like, I will make a purchase through StubHub with no problem. I could also then just make a purchase of tickets on StubHub and like try to resell them on, SeatGeek or Ticketmaster or something like that. If I'm not going to make the event, or like it's not an event I'm really interested in, if I can make back my money after fees, like, cool. That would be another way to burn the what do you call it? But like, I can do at least 2 entertainment events a year through StubHub that I could probably get the full value out of the 300 there. So that right there represents $850 on the $795 annual fee. I value the Dash Pass membership at full value, right? So that's going to get me $970. And then as long as I'm getting global entry, I will need a phone for global entry. So the dining would be a nice perk. The edit hotels would be a nice perk. Are they going to be the be all end all of like, oh, I have to maximize those? No. I'm going to take Lyft rides. I'm not going to take enough to get the full $120 a year, but I am going to take enough to get some value out of Lyft. I'm going to make purchases through DoorDash. So like, I'm going to value the Dash Pass membership, but I'm not going to say I'm going to get the full $300 out of Dash Pass. So I'll try the Chase Dining, see if I can get that done by the end of the year. But Chase Dining is not going to be part of my strategy going forward of like recouping value on the Sapphire Reserve. Travel credit, Apple, StubHub is going to be plenty. And even if I don't do the StubHub, or I only do StubHub half the year, I could, I'm still getting the Dash Pass. I hope that they put Instacart credit on either the Sapphire Reserve or the Sapphire Preferred, because Instacart plus Dash Pass could be a pretty powerful combination to getting 3x at a lot of different locations that you don't typically get 3x at. So I'm going to try to make a 3x more things than typical play if possible. Yeah. So Kevin mentioned the new iPhone. Yep. AirPods Pro 3. Yep. It reminded me of iPhone 6. Ben to get the the Ben Gate thing with the iPhone. Yeah, maybe. Data point: Uber Reserve to airport, $28. Lyft Reserve to airport, $70. Makes this a $10 credit. No good for me. May still be able to use it on a random on-demand ride. Yeah, so that's the thing, right? Like, the credit is useful, but only as useful as the trip that you're doing. when I choose to go imbibe in adult beverages, like it's like a ridiculous, like 11 or 12. It's like a $12 ride to a local bar. $10 credit, cool. One of my trips down to the bar is $2. That's fine, right? But if I'm trying to reserve an airline or a airport ride, right, that $10 isn't going to do anything if my reserved airline flight is going to be, my reserved airline trip is going to be like $120. Cool. It's $110 before tip. I've still got to tip the driver. And if they're driving me all the way to JFK or all the way to LaGuardia, that's got to be a hefty tip. So there's that. That's why I'm not valuing the Lyft credit at full value. There are going to be months where I'm going to get use out of it, mileage out of it. There are going to be months where I don't use it. There's been several months now that I haven't used it. I'm not going to go out of my way and like make it a focal point to go out of my way to do that. But we'll see. Kevin signing off. Bye guys, need to go now. Good night. Good night, Kevin. Thank you so much for joining. Vincent, one nice thing about AppleCare is that you don't need to worry about using credit card purchase protection extended warranty. Yes, I invest in AppleCare on all the things that I need to invest in AppleCare on. Like my AirPods, I lost an AirPod, or my partner's dog ate one of my AirPods, like chewed through it. I was able to get it replaced for $29. I had my iPhone screen shatter. AppleCare. Got that replaced really, really quickly. Yeah, I purchased AppleCare. I don't want to have to worry about, oh, did I use the right card? Did I use the card that had the cell phone protections? What's my deductible? What is my benefit? No. AppleCare takes care of me. New York City taxis are sometimes half the price of Uber and Lyft because of demand surge pricing. Yup. That's another thing you have to take into account. Yeah. But again, like there is a dollar amount where it's no longer beneficial. Now, the rideshare credits on Amex cards, you can stack them up together, and the rideshare credits on United cards, you could probably stack them together and like make those savings once in a while. But yeah, there's always the on-demand and surge pricing and price gouging that happens with Lyft and Uber. So yeah. Anyway. So with that, y'all, I don't think there's anything else that has popped up today to really cover. So just wanted to like hang out, do Tidbits live because like, yes, there was a number of quick stories to go through, but I didn't want to record. I didn't want to edit. I felt like popping on here, interacting with y'all, having that. So with that, everyone have a good night. Son, thank you for being gifted a membership and participating tonight. Thank you very much. Keith, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. KidCat, the $4.99 super chat earlier. QC Man, the $1.99 super sticker, and Son, the $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much for that. I stopped using DoorDash once I started using Walmart Plus. That's fair. Tio Rico, thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Glad you got better background and lighting. Yes. Still in the bunker, but I've readjusted things to help. And thanks and good night. Absolutely. I was looking for a place to report the Citi app issue and found whenever you need a hand, CitiBot is ready to help. That's not dystopian. Hoping you're getting better. Working on that. Yep. Don't really want to talk to CitiBot. Nor do I. Clinton, give service a call in the morning, I guess. I don't know. Customer service a call in the morning. It's Saturday, so maybe they're working. Give them a call on Sunday. I know for sure they're going to be working on Sunday. They only work on Sundays. Anyway, with that, folks, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. I know we got 14 people here at the end, but it's 11:30 or 11 o'clock at night. Don't want to talk to them either. Yeah, that's fair. Customer service at Citi is a joke. So with that, thanks all. Enjoy. Know we've got a Dewgrass live stream in the morning, and I think there's like 1 or 2 other lives tomorrow as well. But thanks so much for your time. Enjoy, and bye for now.